Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another meal prep video. I'm going to apologize in advance because I am getting over a cold and that's why I sound funny, but I'm going to do the best I can with this voiceover. So my intention for these videos, like always, is to give you inspiration to get off of the couch and meal prep for the week because it really does save you so much precious time during the week when we are so busy. Let's get straight in the kitchen and let's get to cooking. So we are going to start by cleaning up some fruit and getting it all washed up so that way it's ready to eat for the week. I just put a bunch of water in a bowl and I do use a little bit of vinegar because the vinegar will help get the bacteria off. I don't measure it, I just pour a little bit in and then I do rinse it again after that, and then I throw it in a bowl. I do kind of let them dry just a little bit. They're not completely dry, but I throw them in a bowl and then I like to take a paper towel, throw that in there on the top, and that will help collect some more moisture. And then it's an easy grab and go snack during the week. Next up, I am going to be boiling some eggs. So I always boil my eggs in the Instant Pot. I throw 1 cup of water in the bottom of my Instant Pot. Make sure that your Instant Pot is on sealing. I just use the egg button and I cook them in there for 4 minutes. While that is cooking, I always get my ice bath ready because I do set them in an ice bath after it is finished. I do a quick release on those when they are done. And then they peel like a dream. If you guys haven't used your Instant Pot for boiled eggs, they make the perfect boiled eggs. Those are just grab and go snacks. Perfect. Next up, I'm going to be making a healthy, savory breakfast cookie. Those are the ingredients that we are going to be using for this recipe. And this is a brand new recipe. So the link to this recipe will be linked in the description box below. I did use my handy dandy chopper that I got for Christmas. I will link that in the description box below so you know which one I'm using. It works like a dream. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take around a half of a pepper, a fourth of an onion, and that was around a fourth a pound of sausage, even though I did add more. I ended up adding around 6 ounces of sausage because I didn't feel like that was enough. So I sauteed all that together until the ground sausage was completely cooked. And then I went ahead and got the rest of it ready. So in that bowl, I am throwing in 3/4 cups of almond flour. I did throw in a sprinkle of Himalayan salt, as well as around a half a teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and then I'm also going to throw in there a cup of cheddar cheese. And then it does take 3 eggs. So I did give that a stir and I just stirred that all really well before I went ahead and added the sausage mixture that we cooked up. And then once the sausage was fully cooked and everything was sauteed nicely together, I went ahead and added that to the bowl. And I just gave all of that a good stir. So the recipe actually calls for 12 of these. I ended up just making 6 big ones because this was going to be for my husband for his breakfast. I'm personally not a breakfast eater, so I rarely eat the things that I make for breakfast. So I just made 6 of them, and that was plenty for Oscar for the week to take to work with him, and I knew he was going to want more than one anyway, so that's why I just made him a little bit bigger, but he loved these. So I did preheat my oven to 375 degrees, and then we cooked these for around, because they were a little bit larger, we did end up cooking them for around 14 minutes, but Oscar absolutely loved these. He said that these were delicious, so a big thumbs up from him if you guys want to give these a try, because like I said, this is a new recipe. This is the first time I've tried it. Next up, I'm going to be making some chicken salad for lunches. So that is the ingredients I am going to be using. I love jalapenos in my chicken salad, my tuna salad. Jalapenos, in my opinion, makes everything better. It's kind of like cheese. It makes me happy. But I am going to slice up these jalapenos with my slicer. This is the one thing that I feel like the slicer didn't do a very good job with. I don't know if it was the skin on the jalapenos or what, but boy, was that tough to push through. but I finally got it through there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am just going to use canned chicken. That is Kirkland brand. I get that at Costco. Super cheap, super good deal. The cans are huge and you get 6 of them. And I like to break up the chicken before I add the rest of the ingredients. And then I am adding that jalapeno. That is just one whole jalapeno right there. And then I'm also going to add a handful of cheddar cheese, as well as a sprinkle of Himalayan salt. And then I like to add pepper to mine as well. And then I do add just a little bit of mustard, and then of course mayonnaise. I don't measure anything out, I kind of do it to taste. And then I like to add sour cream. I think sour cream makes it taste even better. And then I just put everything and stir it and everything in the bowl that I am going to use for the week, so that way it's less dishes. And that is the finished product. I'm telling you, if you guys like jalapenos, try it in your tuna and chicken salad. It is so good. Next up, I'm going to be making some keto hash. Yes, you guys, keto hash. If you guys have not had keto hash, y'all need to make this. It is delicious. I have made this before, and it really literally does taste like hash. Those are the ingredients that I'm going to be using. So the first thing you're going to want to do is I get out my little meat masher there. Don't know what it's actually really called, but I just call it my little meat masher. And I'm going to cook up 1 pound of sausage and 1 pound of ground beef. I just cook them up together and let them brown, make sure it's thoroughly cooked. And then I cut up some cauliflower. I wash it the same way that I washed my berries in some vinegar water to make sure they're nice and clean. And then I just threw the cauliflower into my food processor to make cauliflower rice out of it. And once the ground beef sausage is finished, I like to throw all of that cauliflower rice that I made and throw it in that pan, and I'm just going to let that cook with the ground beef and sausage and soften up. I don't even put any other ingredients in it until later. I throw the lid on there and let the cauliflower just soften up. Once the cauliflower is soft enough, then I'll start throwing in the rest of the ingredients. So I threw in there around 1.5 cups of cheddar cheese. I threw in there all the seasonings. I will have the list of ingredients that I use in the description box below. So it's going to be like garlic powder, chili powder, cumin. I'll throw everything, like I said, in the description box below of exactly how to make this. So I got this recipe idea from Pinterest, but I switched it up so much that I can't even really throw a link down there anymore because it's completely different than mine. But that is the finished product. I love to eat this with sunny side up eggs over the top of this. Oh my golly, you guys, it is so good. If you don't try anything else in this meal prep, try that. So next up is just an easy peasy recipe. I'm going to cook up some of that chuck roast. I'm going to throw in there some garlic, salt, pepper, and I am going to throw in there some beef broth. I'm just going to cook this in my crock pot. So I ended up throwing in there probably like around 1.5 cups to 2 cups of that beef broth. And that just helps keep it really moist. And I did throw in there the roast, throwing in there the seasonings, the garlic, salt, and then the pepper. I did kind of give it a little bit of a rub down to really get those seasonings into that meat. And then I'm just going to throw the lid on there, cook this puppy on low, and I just let it cook all night long. Delicious and easy. This is the perfect type of recipe that you could just literally do it first thing in the morning before you go to work. And you have an amazing dinner afterward. Pair it up with the easy veggie side and bada boom, bada bam, simple, simple dinner. Talk about a simple, simple side. Well, here you go. We are gonna cook up these green beans with some onions, garlic, and some bacon. Doesn't get much better than that, y'all. So I'm just cutting up the bacon into small bite-sized pieces. And that was about 6 pieces. And I'm also going to chop up the onion. I use my handy dandy chopper there. So first thing, I'm going to cook the bacon and make sure that it's nice and crispy and done in my pan. After the bacon is finished, we are going to add the onion. That is about around 1/2 cup of onion. I'm just going to throw the onion in there, and I did throw in there around a tablespoon of garlic. After we do that, we are just going to add the green beans, and we are going to stir it, and then I literally just throw the lid on there and let it do its thing. Oh, and don't forget to season, y'all. Season, season, season. I just added some salt and pepper, kept it simple. I like to keep my seasoning simple most of the time. Sometimes I'll go a little bit fancier, but I just like it simple. Then just let the green beans cook to your desired amount. We personally like our green beans a little bit softer. I know some people like them a little bit crunchier, but that's how we like ours. Tell me that doesn't look delicious, and that goes perfect with that chuck roast. Next up, I like to just have sausage and little things in the fridge so that way it's easy peasy for somebody to just grab and go. Literally like a little snack, or if they don't want anything big, grabbing a little sausage or something is perfect to eat on. So I'm going to cook these in my air fryer, and then I am going to cook them at 350 degrees for 7 minutes, and then when they're done, I'm just going to flip them, and I'm going to cook them for another 7 minutes at the same temperature. I have found that cooking them 7 minutes on each side for that kind of sausage works perfectly, and that is how they come out every time. They are delicious. I could make this literally every week, and I would never have any complaints in my household. They absolutely love these sausages. And then some people have asked how I store my food. I just store them in little containers like that. And then, like I said, it's kind of like a grab and go. Next up, I'm going to be making Thai peanut butter chicken cabbage stir fry. So this is the ingredients that we are going to be using for this recipe. I'm going to apologize in advance because there is a section in this video where I thought I pressed record on my camera and I didn't, but I will still kind of walk you through it and talk you through it. And this is a brand new recipe, so the recipe link will be in the description box below if you guys want to try it. But that was 1 pound of chicken breast that I just cut up, as well as that is 1/2 of a very large cabbage that I cut up, and I'm just washing it like I wash all of my fruits and vegetables. Then in that pan, I am throwing in around 1 tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of avocado oil, and I am just going to saute up all of that chicken breast so that way the chicken breast is done before we add everything else. So like I mentioned, this is a brand new recipe, and I am always honest with the brand new recipes that I choose. I'm going to tell you the truth on what I think. So my husband and myself, we didn't really care for this recipe too much. So I'm not for sure if I'll make this recipe again or if I'll try to make it again and I'll just tweak it. I don't really know yet. But I did go ahead and zest that lemon as you saw there, and I added the cabbage to the pan so that way the cabbage could start cooking down and getting soft. And once I did that, I just kind of stirred the cabbage in with the chicken. And then I did throw a lid on there to help the cabbage soften up. And this is the part that I forgot to record. Mom's sick brain, I guess. But I did throw in there 1/4 cup of that coconut milk. I threw in there lemon zest, 3 tablespoons of that peanut butter, 1/2 teaspoon of ginger, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Did throw in there a little bit of Himalayan salt, and then just make sure you stir it up really well because the peanut butter sometimes wants to clump, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to take a big old bite of peanut butter. But that is the finished product. Again, I honestly don't think I'll make this again. If I do, I'll definitely be tweaking it. But always remember, that is just Oscar and I's opinion, and everybody's taste buds are different. Just because we didn't care for it too much doesn't mean that you guys won't care for it. So if you want to try it, I say go for it and definitely give it a try. Just like if somebody else were to tell me they didn't like something, I might still try it just to see if I like it. So the rest of that chicken that I have there, I am just going to cook up in my air fryer because, as I say all the time, my family, for whatever reason, loves chicken breasts. Like I said, I'm the chicken thigh girl. They love their chicken breasts. And again, I'm just keeping the seasonings simple, Himalayan salt, some pepper, throwing that bad boy in the air fryer and letting the air fryer do the work for me. So I'm cooking those at 360 degrees for 10 minutes on the first side, and then we are going to give those bad boys a flip. And of course, we're going to go back in with them. And when I flip them, I actually take a knife and I pierce them so that way it helps cook the middle of them. I really need to get a meat thermometer, to be honest with you guys. So I put them back in there for around 12 minutes. And when they came out, I actually did put them back in for another 3 minutes because these were pretty large chicken breasts. So it probably just depends on the size of your chicken breasts. Yeah, I would just keep an eye on them. And again, I really need to get a meat thermometer. All right, so that concludes this week's meal prep. I hope it gave you the inspiration that you were looking for to, like I said, get your tushy off the couch and in the kitchen, because sometimes we all need a little push in the right direction to do the meal prepping stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed these recipes. If you happen to make anything that I tried, tag me on Instagram. I'll leave my Instagram name in the description box below. Go down there and follow me on Instagram and tag me. And even if you're not making the same things that I make, tag me anyway, because you guys give me meal prep ideas, and then we can kind of help each other out. This is a platform where we help each other out. That is what I love about YouTube. But for now, I think that is all I have for you guys. I just want to say thank you so much to each and every one of you guys. I appreciate all of you. If you like this type of video, if you could do me a favor and smash that like button. And also, if you are not yet subscribed, I would love to have you as part of my Simply Misty family. So go ahead and smash that button as well. And always remember, don't forget to go out there and make today even better than yesterday. And I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.
On my own, but I don't know why. You hit the road, but you don't realize I won't look back when you're around. I won't think twice when